Welcome back. Today is July 17 and I want to show in this video how I select stocks. So the first thing to do is to have a big picture of the market. So I go on the end of the section, I click on the 20 DMF and then I see that okay, the market has bounced. The bond is rather weak because the money flow in general is much weaker than this trend here. So it could be that the bonds will fail. So we can go down a little. You can see cumulative tick is slightly positive. The market weight average is also slightly bouncing. It's everything is bouncing, but it's weak. Okay, so in such condition, I would probably try to find short trades, but I need to be very careful on the entry of these shorts. How do I find short trades? So I go here on the filters and then I check the repository file. Okay, I will open this repository file. Where is it? Okay, it's here. So that is repository with the end date of yesterday. Okay, I could go here on this list of stocks and try to find either the best rating stocks or the stock with the lowest rating here. But all this work has been done and I only have to visit the pyramid ranking sheets. So you can see here that I have buy IDs and short IDs. I have two colors, which means two type of IDs. These yellow colors are long IDs, you see long, from sectors that have very good long rankings and very good price relative strength ranking. So these stocks are stocks from the best sectors and they are the best stocks in terms of relative strength. Okay, I am today not that interested in buying these stocks, mostly because the whole market is really quite high. We have been bouncing for a few days, so I really believe there is not much juice left over there. So question mark. But these stocks could be interesting. These are stocks that are not that strong yet, but they have a low supply, which means they are very stable. They do not attract a lot of selling, and their large effective ratio is strong, which means that people are buying. So these could be interesting stocks to buy. Okay. On the short side, you can see that the list is much longer. Why? Because it's easier today to find stocks to short because the market has been bouncing. So here are the weakest stocks from the weakest sector in a short mode. So all these short sector have a high ranking on the short side. It means that a lot of people are shorting these sectors. Okay, this is gold, you have copper, you have constructions and that kind of thing. And the car, GM is a really poor stock. Okay, we have also here a list of stocks that show a supply level that is higher than 10%. This is the supply level. This means that these stocks attract sellers. And indeed, we have here the large effective ratio that is much higher than 100, means that really large players are selling. So I would be interested to look at short trades in these. For example, I can go through that. Toyota Motors, I am not interested because it's a Japanese company. You can have gaps overnight. But AutoZone, I will take note of that. Um, CHMT, which is a chemical special, could be interesting. Gold, I'm not interested. LB could be interesting. Coach could be interesting in the clothing. Yeah, why not? And you see, I will go through these stocks that I find interesting, and then I would run the breakout calculator on these stocks. For example, but before the breakout calculator, I would check the pyramids. So let's go to the pyramids, pyramid data. Okay, let's change the size. Yes, it's better. So for example, I had AutoZone. Okay, you can see this, the price is bouncing back to support, but the effective volume is rather negative. So that is something I can check with the breakout calculator. I forgot, I think it was Coach. Okay, Coach, you see it is breaking, it has broken down, and the large effective volume pattern is negative. So here I will test a breakdown below this level, below, for example, 32. I would not test a pullback because the probability that we can pull back to this level is maybe low. So I would try also LB. Okay, LB is pulling back here. So LB, it's good to try a short around 85 here. You can see that the large effective volume is down. So this is the kind of test I would do on the breakout calculator. I think Car was also there. Car is a leasing company in Europe. You can see that it is a bit bouncing, but bonds of yesterday failed here, and the large effective volume is down. So yeah, we could try a bounce again around this area and see what it gives. Okay, so let's go now to the breakout calculator. Okay, so I would first have to download the data. So is it it's a short trade. So let's look at the pattern of this stock. Is it okay, this is quite a strong stock, so I am not interested in shorting a strong stock like this. You can see it's a bullish flag. It is AutoZone went up on a strong uptrend, and now it's kind of a trading range. So there is no reason to short it here. So I will forget this idea. So let's go on COH. Okay, COH, you can see that it broke down here. So that is a good stock to test on the short side. So that was AZO. I forget AZO. And this is COH. COH. This is a short trade. Okay, this short trade, if I remember, that was a breakdown on volume. I will test breakdown on volume. I will test that from 300 days with a stop of 2.5%. And I will now have to select the price. Short price. Yesterday's low was 32.17, and that was the low of the past day. So you could short at 32.15. Okay, I short 32.15. Okay, we can see that the risk return ratio is turning. Okay, that's kind of weak risk return ratio. Now I will try with the sensitivity analysis to see if at other price I'll get better returns. That takes a little bit of time, so I will interrupt this and come back when it is finished. Okay, it's done. You can see that here we can have good risk return ratio if we short on a really big breakdown below 31.28. I will try this figure here. So I will do this here, 2.5%. So it's a short at 31 point, I forgot already, 28. 31.28, 38, I forgot, 28. Okay, we can see that we have a positive risk reward, but the probability to hit this price is low. So I don't believe that the stock will break down tomorrow, but if ever, that is the price to enter. Okay, so let's try the next one. The next one was LB. Let's go and see the pattern of LB. LB, okay, you can see that LB is in a small downtrend for about 100 days, 150 days. We could test a pullback, a bounce here. If I can, yeah, the stock is slightly bouncing, so we can try to short a bounce to 85. For that, I will go on the breakout calculator. I download LB. It's a short trade. Okay, and it's about a short trade to 85 $85, which is slightly above the 5 MA. 5 MA is 84.4, so 1% should work here. Okay, let's calculate. Okay, we have a rather good risk return ratio here, and the price of 85.25. So it's a good stock to short at this price tomorrow. And with the entry level sensitivity, then we can try more prices. For example, shorting below 83.56 is not a good idea. So you see, that is the best shorting price here, but a little bit higher gives also good returns. So LB is a good candidate. Okay, I save it, and then I continue. We had I think CAR, CIR, CAR. It's also a short trade, and we were also pulling back. Let's see, CAR here for a longer term, for 2 years. Okay, you see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 120 days. So we are going to test 120 days on the downtrend. Okay, I type 120 days. I will test shorting a pullback, shorting a bounce here. You see here there is pullback written, but it will be changed into bounce automatically. So if I short a bounce to 1% above the 5 MA, which is 43.13, then I get a really good risk return ratio. And 43.13 is lower than the close of yesterday. So I will run the sensitivity analysis. Okay, so we see that we cannot short 2D below the 5 MA, but all these prices look very good anyway. Okay, so CAR is a good stock to short at any of these prices, which is quite interesting because I'm pretty sure that tomorrow we will hit one of these prices. Then at this time I have a short position on this company, so everything is fine. Okay, so I hope that with this you can see how I select stock, and please try by yourself, try entering the different stock and run the breakout calculator, because this will give you really the best entry and exit price with the stock and everything that you need to have a winning trade. Thank you.